Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about how we generated a $20 cost per lead in Google Ads. We're going to touch upon strategy, implementations, and then actual optimizations that it takes to build out a campaign that will generate a high quality $20 cost per lead. And before we jump in, if you like videos like this, please like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps our channel grow, and we can just jump right in. Okay, so the number one thing I wanted to talk about, there's a lot of optimizations and a lot of different cool hacks you can do to reduce your CPL, but it's going to be strategy, right? So go into your campaign section. You're going to want to build out campaigns that reflect the services you offer. So if you're a mortgage company and you have 3 different loan types that are popular, you have a construction loan, a VA loan, and then an FHA loan, right? Build out 3 very specific keywords that target that over more general terms like mortgage lender near me, mortgage banks, right? Those terms have their place, but if you want to get more of a scalable, smaller CPL, you're going to want to go more niche and build out service-based campaigns opposed to just general searches, right? So we're going to go into the construction example, right? So if you have a great construction product, make sure you have a ton of different ad groups and keywords that reflect the different types of search terms for construction loans, right? Once you have a very comprehensive build out, you can then go into your ads and build out ads that also fit those original keywords and fit those original search terms, right? And then once you have the ads built out, you can then build out landing pages that also have your keywords and your ad copy all filtered in there, right? So what that's going to do is that you're going to be able to get really targeted searches for construction loan. Your ads are going to be relevant to the original intent, and then they're going to go to your website or your landing page. It's going to give them some sort of value, right? But also be really focused around your search. That way you can be almost like a subject matter expert in every single service that you have, so that your ad quality is high strength, your landing page is high strength, and the user ultimately has a very good and thorough experience, right? We've all gone to Google and searched something very specific, right? Like a construction loan, and gotten ads for first-time homebuyer loans or general mortgage lending loans, right? Mortgage lending loans, right? So you want to be careful not to be too broad in this situation, right? It takes a lot longer to actually build out a campaign like this, but it has much longer term sustainability, right? Opposed to a mortgage lending term, which again, we run a lot of those and they can be highly effective, but you need to have a really strong operational strength to be able to convert those higher CPC leads. So that's number one. It's going to be all about strategy and building out more comprehensive and more service-based campaigns. The second piece to getting a lower cost per lead is going to be implementing offline conversions. So in every Google Ads account, you have your tools and settings, and you have your conversions tab, right? Most, if not all, campaigns should track your lead submits, right? And track contact page submission forms, right? However, what a lot of people don't do is they don't implement offline conversions, right? So an offline conversion is really any conversion that happens outside of your page, right? So it could be an appointment, it could be an application, it could be a sale, right? So you're going to want to track these with Google. So build out an offline conversion like a scheduled appointment. Weight it a little bit higher than your lead, right? So a lead form would be worth $50, and this is almost $100 or $200. So you're telling Google, hey, the people that book appointments are more valuable. And the way you do this is you're going to want to configure, your CRM with Zapier, maybe a Google Sheets, so that every time a lead that comes from Google schedules an appointment, then that Gclid data and that appointment data is fed back to Google. So Google can say, hey, we just got the lead that filled out the form yesterday, booked an appointment today, right? So let's give that data back to your account. And what that really does is that just helps build out a campaign that focuses on quality and quantity, not just quantity, right? Again, this is going to be really sustainable and help improve that bottom line, return on investment. And the way you actually are able to implement this is just by going to uploads and then configuring this with either Google Sheets or utilizing Salesforce or HubSpot, something that has a native integration with Google. But this is going to be really paramount to building out a campaign that can really not just drive a $20 cost per lead, but also drive an ROI. So that's our next big strategy and next big optimization that's going to help reduce your CPL. And then, the next thing is going to be going into your reports and building out reports that actually show you what's really going on in your account, right? So build out a geo report where you can filter cost, conversions, cost per lead, and then show what regions you're serving, right? Because a lot of times Google will serve your ads outside of your targeted geos or your targeted states, and there's a lot of waste out there. So you can go in and cut this and trim this down and create exclusion lists of countries and states to make sure you're really only serving your ads inside your targeted markets, right? What I've seen is that often when I take over a new account, almost 10% of the cost is going to states, cities, or countries that are outside their target and generating 0 leads, right? So that's something you're going to want to do immediately. And then the next tip is going to be doing the same thing, but for day of week, right? So often a lot of advertisers don't even have an ad schedule built out. But what you can do is build an ad schedule and then weight it towards the days and times that are generating more advantageous cost per leads, and then pulling back on the days or times that are really expensive, right, and that aren't generating many leads, right? And so the way you're able to configure it will have an overall impact on your cost per lead, so that you're not spending money on those days that are low demand, high competitive pressure, but inversely, you're spending money on days that have low competitive pressure but higher demand, which will always result in a lower cost per lead. And then the last piece to really reducing your cost per lead is going to be going into your search terms and basically finding the waste in here, right? Pull an all-time report that will have a few thousand search terms, maybe tens of thousands depending on how large your account is, and find the terms that are generating a ton of clicks, a ton of cost, and resulting in 0 leads, right? So build out negative keyword libraries based on the actual terms you're getting, not so much the terms you think people are searching for, right? So, a big part of reducing your cost per lead beyond strategy is really just digging into your data and seeing, what am I spending money on that's generating nothing, right? And what am I spending money on that's generating a lot of leads, right? And manipulating your budget in a way to where you're only spending money on what's truly valuable and you're cutting out all the waste. So yeah, that's just a quick guide into helping you get a $20 cost per lead in Google. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll hope to see you on the next one.